We are indeed above Frontera Grill at the Frontera Test Kitchen, the elaborate test kitchen. Now, what happens up here, Rick?
All kinds of things, but a lot of development for all the books and the TV shows that we do. We create all the recipes up here. Everything you find in a grocery store has been created in this test kitchen first before it goes out to be prepared and put on the shelves.
All right, we're going to create something tasty today from something that a lot of people probably see in the grocery store and then just walk right by it, right? Because it's not kale, because it's not as sexy as kale.
No, it's not sexy like kale. It's mustard greens, and I think a lot of people, when they think about it, they think about old-fashioned Southern cooking, and you just stew it until it falls apart, and who really wants to eat that these days, you know? It's like we got to do something to give the mustard greens the sexiness that we gave to kale.
Okay, and we're going to bring in a challenger, fellow Chicagoan, all the way from River West Loop, from Embeya restaurant. Ty Dang is here. Ty, welcome.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Nice to have you here, challenging with
So the premise is what? 5 ingredients beyond mustard?
5 ingredients beyond mustard, and the whole idea here is to give all the people that are listening to us, watching us, an idea of what they can do for dinner.
Okay, so we're going to put
without all the restaurant stuff.
Exactly, and we're not using any fancy, crazy pickled anything.
I'm
right?
not, but I think Ty is using a few of those things. So he will represent the restaurant chef today. I will represent the home cook. Okay.
So Jenna's back here. She's going to set the timer for us at 15 minutes, right?
Right. Okay. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
This is a very gentle challenge. Okay. We just want to show people what they can cook.
No smack. Well, maybe some smack talk.
Well, maybe so. Maybe
I'm
so.
gonna egg you out.
Please do.
All right, so let's start the clock.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Counting down from 3. We're taking a little bit of time. 3, 2, and go.
All
Okay.
right.
So 15 minutes are on the clock. Now, I should point out for the folks at home, we're going to edit this down for the podcast for the show in about 5 or 6 minutes. However, you can watch the entire competition. You can also listen to the entire competition on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thefeedpodcast. Also, talk to us on social media at The Feed Podcast on Twitter. So, Rick, let's start with you. I'm going to just guess sort of a Mexican preparation because I see poblanos.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so what is it?
Dude, well, yes, I'm going to turn it into a soup because to me with greens and you've got a little bit of time and few ingredients, I always think soup right away because you can make it into something that's kind of, well, shall we say, satisfying. You can make a whole meal around a big bowl of soup.
And as someone who likes to cook at home, and I don't have a lot of time, I'm always curious when I see chefs, the first thing they do, is it putting the water on to boil? In this case, is it putting the poblanos over the fire to get those charred? That's the first thing you got to do, right?
You got to really think about each ingredient and what time that ingredient's going to take, and you start with the thing that's going to take the most amount of time.
Okay, so you're putting some garlic cloves into the boiling water. Okay.
I'm peeling the garlic first by mashing it, and then I pull off that papery skin, throw the garlic into the water, because I want to blanch it and sort of mellow out that really strong raw garlic flavor.
Okay, Ty, what are you working on over there? You're slicing some mustard greens?
Yeah, I'm just cleaning it up right now, and I'm going to do a quick saute.
Somebody
Looks like
helps
he's
you.
cooking in a restaurant kitchen.
Well, I have fried garlic you can do at the restaurant, and fried shallot, very classic.
But you can buy those.
Yes.
You can buy those in an Asian grocery store.
And they're very Southeast Asian, they make cuisines, maple sauces, and maple salad.
Pork belly, it looks like?
Yeah, pork belly.
Where do you buy that?
Yeah, where do you buy pork belly?
I want to know about these
You buy that
things.
in any store.
Any store, cooked just like that, I'm sure.
Well, we cure it, some
As you
special
would.
peppercorn, salt, and then we render it off with some fried Chinese chilies.
He might have missed a little detail on the instructions before appearing today. That's okay. And then you've got some pickled greens that you can also purchase.
If we didn't give you that, what would you do? What would you do if you didn't have that special pork belly? Say you're cooking dinner at home and you didn't take it from the restaurant.
If you have eggs, well, I brought eggs as well too. That you do a 5-minute egg where you bring the boiling water and then you drop the eggs in and you clearly time it 5 minutes.
Okay.
Cool down and then you have a soft egg.
Okay.
You do like this. So I brought 2, and we can do 2 plates differently and see.
See, for folks who aren't here, this is sort of interesting because Ty's got this sort of relaxed, demeanor because he's just sort of schmoozing now. He's got all these things prepped. Rick, meanwhile, is like just went through a whole potato. He chopped that up. Put it. Okay, now the mustard greens are going into the water also. So
I want to blanch the mustard greens because I think they're kind of strong, and sometimes what people don't like is that really strong mustardy flavor. So I'm just going to blanch them really quickly here, and then I'm going to put everything into a blender. But these these poblanos need to get really nicely charred on the outside. They're not going as fast as I was hoping they were going to go, so we'll see if I make my 15-minute deadline here.
Now, you were from the South originally, so I would imagine you come across these greens, but I'm guessing collards are more typical than mustard greens, or no?
Collards were more typical than mustard greens, but people would cook what they had, basically.
Okay.
Now, so I'm using this blanching water here. I put some salt in it, and I've just blanched these collards. So I'm doing what this is really my style of home cooking, where I'll get one pot of water and I'll use it for all different kinds of things.
Okay.
So I blanched my mustard greens, but I'm actually using that water to cook some potato, and I'm going to use a little bit of that potato to blend into the soup.
Oh,
and the
okay.
other part of the potato is going to be, it's going to make the soup creamy. And then the rest of the potato will be chunks in there, which I think will be really nice. So,
I like the one pot idea, though. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
you know, I don't have anybody to wash my pots and pans at home, so
Right.
I always try to cook with the least amount of pots. So. There's salt in the water there so that I have an opportunity to get those potatoes. I think I'm actually going to add just a tiny bit more.
A little more salt,
A
okay.
little bit more salt.
So Ty, what's your cooking medium over there? Oil, butter, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was olive oil.
Olive oil, okay. And
Sauteing these mustard green leaves.
And
a
how-
little bit.
Wait, the ones that are already cured?
No.
whoa!
Oh, did you actually bring real mustard greens?
He brought raw
That's
ones.
so nice. I'm
Yeah,
so
that was-
glad to hear that.
And then
Quick wilt.
just a little 30-second. Okay, wilt. Okay, real quick one. All right,
10 minutes on the clock.
10 minutes to go. All right,
I'm going to chop up
you're gonna chop some more, just a raw greens.
Yeah, and I'm
okay.
going to add that
Ty's got
to
his.
it at the very end.
So these pickled ones. Now I know you pickled these in the restaurant, or you had someone do it for you. But but you could also buy these, right?
Yeah, you can. In Asian markets, they sell them in a little package that's already. But for us, we take it in, rinse it out, and then put a brine on it, and then let it.
Just
sour
a salt brine,
Yes.
just a regular salt brine.
Regular salt brine.
What percentage for those?
Around 10%.
10%.
By
brine, okay.
And Ty sort of relaxing over there. Rick, meanwhile, furiously checking his poblanos.
Now I'm going to go and
Okay,
even though this chili is really hot,
Yep.
I'm going to rinse it to get all of the charred skin off of it. My other one's not done yet, so I may just use that as a little garnish when it's done. But I'm going to pull out the seed pod and get rid of that. Rinse the seeds out of the middle of it.
Doesn't take.
Then I'm ready to put that
That
in
was
with
that was
everything.
quick. That took like 30 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, I've done it
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I guess you have. All right. So you're gonna just rough chop. Yep.
Yeah, and then that'll go into the blender here.
With a
No,
couple
I
more?
took the seeds
Most-
out of it there.
Sorry, not getting close.
Okay, and one thing that I've learned is with these things, if you just cut a hole in the top
Oh,
of it,
this is the chicken broth box.
Yes, the chicken broth box.
So you cut the hole next to the opening to make it come out faster.
Yeah, I just want people to feel like you can do this at home really easily.
I could totally do
Now,
this so far. Okay. Yeah.
So far, so good.
Okay.
I'm going to take some of the garlic pieces. Those have blanched enough. I've got some potato that is nicely cooked in there, and I'm going to just blend all of this. Let
Okay.
that cook a little bit more, and blend it until it's absolutely smooth. Do you know with this blender, this is the Vitamix blender, that you can put cold ingredients in here and let it run for about 5 minutes, and it will heat up high enough just from the friction that's caused in there to actually make a hot soup. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm
that
going to
sounds
actually put
super
it back
cool.
into a pot in a minute here. Okay, so here we go.
Ty has been working on these wilted greens, and you added the pickled greens
pickled.
also, two types.
Correct.
And then you added a little bit of fried shallot and garlic.
Fried shallot.
Okay.
So then, I just wanted to showcase two different types of mustard greens. I was up against chef in his elaborate kitchen. So
My elaborate kitchen.
I had to come prepared.
You came prepared, I'll give you that.
All right, so you're pouring the puree now into a separate pot, Rick.
Separate pot here.
Very
It's a
green,
beautiful green.
beautiful green,
That's what
yeah.
happens when you blanch those greens like that. I'll bring that up now. Okay, so I've got one more poblano here that I can clean now. I'm going to take a little bit of crema. This is my last of the ingredients, I think, that I've got here.
Yeah, you've only
And
had 4 or 5 so
I'm
far.
gonna
Yeah.
put that in there. The cream, you could use sour cream, you could use Greek yogurt for this. what I've got here is a crema that we make in the restaurant. We make it like creme fraiche from a beautiful cream from a local dairy, and then we add a culture to that and let that culture over about 12 hours.
But if you're at like a Trader Joe's, you get a creme fraiche.
Get creme fraiche.
Yeah.
It's the best thing for
Yeah,
this.
okay.
If you want to make it really lean, use Greek yogurt, but just stir it in right at the very end.
We're just cooking the bacon more, getting more crispier. We part cooked it a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you tell your kids to do while you're working on your other greens. Hey kids, go saute some, or reduce some of that.
Right.
Yeah? Okay, so Rick's now taking some of the cooked
so
potatoes.
Now we got the little cube potatoes. The other half of the cube potatoes now are going into the pot, and I sliced up some of the collard greens, the mustard greens, to just wilt in here so that we had something sort of fresh and nice.
4 minutes to go, guys. All right, so Ty's, you're crisping up your pork belly over there, it looks like.
Yes, I'm adding more color to it,
Now,
caramelizing.
what if I just wanted to use bacon for that? I always have bacon at my house.
Bacon's great.
I'm trying to make your dish into something I can actually make at my house.
Bacon is, everybody seems to have bacon around just because it's so hot, right? You've always got to have some bacon there.
You always do.
But do you prefer like a smoked bacon or something that's been cured a longer time, or does it matter for you guys?
It doesn't really matter. I just like the bacon, how, when it gets crispy, and then of course the smoked bacon adds more, fragrance to it. But there's Chinese bacon that is not smoked; it's cured that you could also use. It has a lot of sugar in it, so be careful when you're rendering it. It'll burn on you real quick.
People might like that.
Yeah, but you can still get it crispy.
Have you plated already with 3 minutes to go? Oh man, okay. We have to change the rules a little bit on the next one, Rick.
Right.
All right, so what are you doing over there then, Ty? You got a poached
Having
egg?
fun.
He's like,
Yeah, he's got
I'm not
all
going to get
this-
schooled by Bailiffs when I go to
all
this.
this
Like I said, this
times we can play
kitchen,
with it.
it's foreign to me. I have to be prepared.
Yeah, of course. All right, we'll be more clear on in the emails next time, Rick. All right. So again, you got some rough pieces of green in here as well as the rough pieces of potato.
So we got potato pieces. We've got some the sliced mustard green that I just added to it. I added some chunks of the second poblano that I roasted.
Okay.
The first one was blended into the base, and then I'm going to put a little bit of it as garnish too.
All right, how are we doing on time, Jenna? Two to go. Okay.
I'm plating.
He's plating it up. All right.
Okay.
Ty's got. Are you making 2 servings over there for us?
Yes.
Now most people just do 1 serving.
well,
That's okay,
he's an overachiever.
I love it. So Embeya, for folks who don't know, how would you describe Embeya?
Well, Embeya is my nickname growing up, meaning the little one, the young one. 6 brothers and 3 sisters. So Embeya
Is that true?
Wow,
Yes.
6.
Wow.
Wow, man.
That must have been quite the household.
And it's an army when my mom feeds all of us with the niece and nephews. But Embeya, the restaurant, we focus on Southeast Asian flavors with influence of all the kitchens I've been in, and so it's
So
sort of
some Vietnamese, but you also got a papaya salad, a little
Yes.
Thai, but you got beef jerky in that,
a
right?
very classic Vietnamese style salad. That
Because your family's Vietnamese.
yes,
Yeah.
Vietnamese. So Vietnamese will come out.
Very nice. Ty also brought these really fancy bowls.
I know.
Really Embeya restaurant quality bowls.
So I had
Rick's
to
got
pull
the
out my
white.
fancier bowls
Yeah.
too.
So describe your dish for us, chef.
All right, so what we spoke of, before, the 5-minute egg that is somewhat soft in the inside, with the sautéed mustard green and the pickled mustard green mixed together with fried shallot and fried garlic. Next to that is another variation, but you can do it with pork belly, bacon or Chinese bacon, and it's in the same style with the same garnish, but different protein.
And if anybody listening or watching can make that in 15 minutes, let us know
Yes.
at the Feed Podcast,
Please.
because Rick's going to describe his dish
Okay,
now.
so what I have is a big rustic bowl of soup that you can make a meal out of. Maybe you want to have a salad alongside it, maybe some bread. But this is a mustard green and poblano soup, thickened with potato and a little bit of crema. And then I have some diced potatoes, some diced poblano chili, and a little bit of mustard green left in it as well.
I'm going to try a little
There's
bit of
our
it.
time.
And that's our time. All right, here we go.
I made it.
All right. Oh, vibrant, a little spicy.
It's
A little bit of
spicy
heat there.
Well, because the poblano is spicy, but so are the mustard greens.
Oh, yeah. There is a nice spice. I did not expect that at all. So you took all the seeds out of the
Yes.
poblano, but it's a
But
little
it's
bit
always going to be a moderately spicy.
Okay, but that's why you have a little crema.
That's right.
To kind of
It
balance
kinda
that.
balances.
Okay, you want to try Thais?
I do.
You need to try it? All right. I'm going to go for
you're
the.
gonna crack the egg.
I'm going to go for
Crack
the
the egg.
crack the egg. All right.
Is that 5-minute egg?
Yes.
That looks really good.
Nice color and texture.
So you sauteed the mustard green just a little bit, right?
Yes.
And you did it in olive oil.
Oh, I like the pickled as well. The pickled and the sauteed is a nice combo.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Doesn't hurt having.
That tastes like going to this restaurant.
Yeah, it does. The fried shallot and garlic is always wonderful.
Yeah, I like
Always
it because it
great.
has the texture and the
One of
crunch.
my favorites
Yeah.
in the world.
Delicious. Wow. Ty
Beautiful.
Dang.
Thank you, sir.
No, thank you.
Ty from Embeya, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Really delicious. Again, you can watch the entire competition on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thefeedpodcast. You can also hear it on SoundCloud or iTunes. Just download the Feed Podcast.